everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today we decide the 4 drivers that will compete for a championship in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. This is a track that we have constantly gotten eliminated at in the past in both Xfinity and the Cup Series, but we're looking to change that today. We come in here 16 points to the good over the cut line, so we're realistically approaching this. If we beat Keselowski and 5th through 8th in points doesn't get a win, then we will definitely make it to the round of 4. And first we shift our focus to the Xfinity race with Derek Kraus in the car. He started in about the 5th position or so, and he was coming in on the outside of the Final Four, trying to point his way in if he couldn't win his way in. And certainly it was a tough task for him, and it didn't look like it was going to happen as we came to about the midway point of this race. He was running in the 7th position, obviously dropping back just a little bit as he was trying to run down Kevin Harvick as he went down towards turns 3 and turns 4. And as Derek Kraus came to the final lap in this event, he would catch Kevin Harvick down the back straightaway as he went down to turns 3 and turns 4. He would send it up the inside pretty ambitiously, but he would overshoot, allowing Kevin Harvick to send it back up the inside and get back ahead as Kraus would come through to finish in the 7th position here in ISM Raceway. And unfortunately, this would eliminate Derek Kraus and our team from the playoffs as he would miss the Final Four by just 11 points. So it's unfortunate for this team. We didn't really expect to even get this far, by the way, the majority of the season, when it was a pretty rough season for this team. We started off pretty slow, and we had some pretty big slumps mid-season. But now it's time to set our focus on the Cup race as we try to make the Final Four for the first time in our career. Both 2 seasons that I've done prior to this one, we've been eliminated in this race, and we're trying to change that today as we come into this race pretty good, obviously. So hopefully we can just pull it off. And we made it to the 3rd session in qualifying as we went down into turns 3 and turns 4, setting a pretty decent pace on this lap as we come out of turn 4, getting down to cut the dog leg just a little bit, and we would hit a 26.890, and we will start in the 5th position for the round of 8 elimination race here in ISM Raceway.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series returns to ISM Raceway today for the Can-Am 500. We've reached the penultimate event of this thrilling season, and there's no better place than ISM Raceway to take in all the exciting action. ISM's multi-million-dollar renovation is complete, and the upgrades are simply amazing. Fans are raving about the new amenities and fan zone experience. There's lots of excitement around the race as well, because after today, the Championship 4 will be set. Who will be headed to Homestead with a shot at the championship? Well, it's time to find out. NASCAR racing is next.
All right, we're ready to go green here in ISM Raceway. Martin Truex Jr. is on the pole. That's exactly what we do not need here, as he is in a must-win situation to get in as we're ready to go green from the 5th position in the round of 8 elimination race here in ISM Raceway. As we're ready to go green, the green flag is out, and we are underway here in ISM Raceway. It's time to set the Final Four as we get a great start in this race as we take it 3 wide immediately with Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch as we go down into turns 1, sending it up the inside of the 19, and we make contact early on, and sideways we both go as we both hang on to the car, getting into our rival of Truex, and we come out of there with the lead as 100% my fault there going into turns 1. I did not mean to do it, but obviously I didn't really feel bad because it was Martin Truex Jr. and he is our rival, but that certainly will set the tone for the for a good part of this race now as we would come through to lead the first lap but immediately lose the position to Kyle Larson. I knew we didn't have the fastest car, and it's all about just hanging on in this race and making sure a driver from 5th through 8th in the points doesn't pick up the victory. Now as we exit turn 2, we would lose another spot actually about a lap or so later to Eric Jones as he would send it up my inside as we came down the back straightaway, certainly showing a lack of speed here early on in this race. And Chase Elliott would send it up my inside now as Truex has made it to my back bumper as he is all over our back bumper as we come through out of turn 4. He's going to get into the back of me now as we come through the line. He's going to try and turn me through the dog leg, but we hang on to the car now as he's going to hit me in the left rear as we go into turns 1, and he's going to give me another shot to the bumper and push me up the track. And I'm certainly he's letting it be known that he does not like me still, and I was certainly ready to give it back to him because we've had enough of his crap in this playoff. Now as we head down into turns 3, he's going to get into the back of me again and push me up the track. So certainly this is a bit of a triggering point for me as I had enough of Martin Truex Jr. now as we make more contact through the dogleg, and as we head down towards turns 1, we would send it up the inside now going into the left rear Truex, and we would turn him as we go into the wall, finally getting our revenge on the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. I was letting it be known early that we're done taking Martin Truex Jr.'s crap for the rest of this season, and I had to get my payback on him, and it's probably going to escalate even more because we didn't get any damage really, and Truex is still going to be right here with us, so this is probably not the end of the battle between myself and Truex as we get ready to go green here again in this first stage. His green flag is back out, and we are underway behind number 10 of our teammate of Eric Almirola. Truex right there behind us, so certainly not away from him, and he's going to hit me into the wall immediately now as we head down towards turns 1. We're going to give it back to him and hit him in the door as we go through the center of the corner, and that certainly put some damage on the right side of the car. Now as we come out of turn 2, he's going to get into the side of me just a little bit again as we head down the back straightaway, not giving me much room at all as we go into turn 3, but Truex certainly letting it be known that he does not like me, and we're going to let it be known that we've had enough of him too in this race. Now as he's going to push up the track there as we come through to complete the first lap since the restart now alongside our teammate of Clint Boyer as we head down towards turns 1. We would kind of cross him over. We get into the back of him though, and Denny Hamlin hits me too in the back, and we go sideways, but we hang on to the car thankfully, and we come back and rejoin the track in the 11th position. Certainly a hectic start here in ISM Raceway, but we would be able to rally our way back inside the top 10, which we would run down Denny Hamlin. We would get past him and past Chase Elliott and Keselowski, and we would move up into the 7th position here by lap 12 of 18 in the first stage, and we would set our sights on Eric Almirola and Martin Truex Jr. We would catch Truex by the time we came to lap 15, and we look to his inside, but he would actually try to squeeze me down to the apron as we wouldn't take it again as he tries to wreck me. But thankfully we hang on as we pull up just in front of him, and we know we're probably going to receive a hit from him as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4, and there it is as he punts me into the corner and tries to wreck me. But we hang on to it, and I've had enough of him at this point. I'm going to give it right back to him as we make contact, and we get into his left rear, and we turn him through the dog leg, and Truex goes around, and we hang on to the car, and that would end the stage as we would get P7. Now, you guys know that is not how I like to race other drivers, but I just couldn't sit around and let myself be pushed around and bullied by Truex for much longer as it's gone on all through the playoffs. So we finally had enough of it, and I had to give it back, and we would restart the second stage now from the 7th position. And the one problem is Truex is still behind us pretty close, so I was a little bit concerned as we went down towards turns 1, as long as we can maybe stay ahead of Truex now as we barely get into the back of the one of Kurt Busch. Kyle Larson, I believe, did win stage 1 now as we get a little bit sideways there as we come out of turn 2 going down the back straightaway. We do have some damage to our bumper, and that's going to loosen the car up now as we go down into turns 3 on the inside of our teammate. Now we're only going for a big slide now as we come out of turn 4. We get even looser, and we go down towards the inside wall, but we managed to hang on to the car as we come through to complete the first lap in the stage. Certainly a big setback for myself, but as long as 5th through 8th in the points doesn't win this race and we finish in a decent position, we will be okay in making the final 4. So we weren't too, or I wasn't too concerned with the situation, and we would actually have the speed to easily work our way back towards the top 20 or so. We would get to the left rear here just about of Cody Ware as we came out of turn 4, but he even had more speed than me coming out of turn 4, which is just brilliant now as we come through the dog leg. 16 to go at this point in stage 2, and we would be able to send it up the inside of Cody Ware and the 32 of Corey LaJoie, and we would continue to work our way forward. We would actually get towards a top 20 position and continue moving forward as we moved up to P16 behind 15th place of William Byron. So like I said, we were moving forwards, but we ended up getting another caution, so it would set us up for a restart here fairly late in stage 2, about halfway I think now, as we would get ready to go green behind the 88 of Alex Bowman and the Nationwide Camaro. Now as we're ready to go green again, and the green flag is back out, and we are underway here again in ISM Raceway in the second stage. Not a good restart for me at all as we come through the dogleg. William Byron actually able to get clear of me and move up into my line as we go down into turns 1. He's going to drop down to the bottom, and we have a big run, and we're going to take advantage of that and make a 3 wide with Bowman and Byron to get clear of Bowman as we come out of turn 2, setting our sights on the back of the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., our friend, as we go down towards turns 3. We would be able to get to the inside now as we come through the corner. And we will come out of turn 4 side by side with our rival of Martin Truex Jr. as we cross the line to complete the first lap since the restart. Now as we head down towards turns 1 on the inside of Truex, as he's going to try and get into the right side of me, as he's going to get me sideways as we hang on to the car. And it actually was a little bit of a favor because it allowed me to get to the inside of Keselowski. But as we came down the straightaway, Truex is right on my bumper, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. As he goes into turn 3, he gives me the bumper and moves me way up the track as we manage to hang on to the car, and Jamie McMurray falls victim to this scrap me and Truex have been having all race. Certainly not what we want to do is bring another driver into this, but by the time we came towards 2 to go, we were still around McMurray. We would briefly get ahead of McMurray now as we came to the white flag in the second stage, sitting P14, having to rally back from Truex punting me out of the way, and obviously an incident on the beginning of the second stage as we sent it up the inside of William Byron now. As we come out of turn 2, we would get ahead of William, and the 40 of McMurray would send it back up my inside as we come down the back straightaway for the final time here in this second stage. As we're going to go in turn 3, and we're going to try and send it up the inside of McMurray as we try to steal the 13th position away now. As we come out of turn 4, McMurray would hang on, and we would get P14 in the second stage. And we certainly can't say that the first 2 stages didn't have drama. Certainly a drama-filled first 2 stages here in ISM Raceway. We would come to pit road, take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires, and we would have some back runners that stayed out. That's going to certainly make things interesting here as we get ready to start this final stage in ISM Raceways. We're ready to go green again, and the green flag is back out, and we are underway in ISM Raceway. Just 39 laps remain as we try to punch our ticket into the round of 4 for the first time in our careers. We want to fight for a championship in Homestead, Miami now as we get to the back of McMurray as we're going to send it up the inside, take it 3 wide as we go under the yellow line. Perfectly legal at a track like this, obviously. Now as we come down the back straightaway, Truex right behind me, so already concerned at the beginning of the stage, but we would be able to build up a gap between himself and I now as we come through out of turn 4, making it 3 wide with Keselowski as we cut the dog leg here, trying to gain whatever positions that we can as we want to keep this last stage as clean as possible. Right now, Ryan Blaney is actually up in the top 5, and he is in a must-win situation to make the final 4. He sits P2 to be exact, so he was the only driver that could maybe have a chance to win his way into the round of 4 and kick myself out of the playoffs. So as long as Blaney doesn't win, or obviously Keselowski, Truex, or Aaron Jones, then we will be okay, and we will make it to the final 4 and fight for a championship in Homestead, Miami now as we go 3 wide with Kevin Harvick and cut the dog leg and come back up onto the track, moving ourselves towards the top 10 now, as obviously these slow cars up ahead have really helped me as we get very loose through turns 1 and 2 though, but we managed to hang on to the car thankfully as we come out of the corner side by side with Eric Almirola as we make contact after hitting him in the door now as we go down into turn 3, sending it back up his inside, trying to get to the left rear of Reed Sorensen, but so hard to do that now as we come out of turn 4 though. We do get enough momentum to look to his inside as we come through with 36 to go at this point, just setting the pace that we need as we're in good shape right now to make this final 4, as long as I don't make any silly mistakes, as we would also look to the inside of Harvick and we would be able to get past him, and we would also get past Matt DiBenedetto as this run went on, as we would actually lose a spot though to Eric Almirola. We would be sitting P7 by lap 50 at this point as we came through turns 1 and turns 2, and at this point the tires were certainly starting to already fall off just a little bit, and it was certainly making it a little bit tougher to run down these cars up ahead, but we still had enough tires to actually run them down. It wasn't the end of the world at this point. We know by the end of this run, we're definitely going to be just one of the slower cars on the track now as we hit 28 to go here in ISM Raceway. The chances of us making the final 4 right now are very high, and we hope that it stays this way. And by the time we came to lap 53, we had run down Almirola and Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney. We're going to look to make it 3 wide as we go into turn 3, trying to gain as many positions as possible. And we make the move now as we come through the center of the corner. As we come out of turn 4, we would end up getting another caution as we would have other cars now come to pit road. Paul Menard, Ryan Blaney, all the cars that stayed out on the last caution would make their way to pit road, which would move me into the 4th position as we're ready to go green here late in ISM Raceway. Chase Elliott currently in the lead, an audio cutout due to my controller dying as the green flag is out, and we are underway once again here in ISM Raceway as we head down towards turns 1. Chase Elliott obviously just won recently in Martinsville. He's had a chance to win multiple races this season, but right now he has 2 wins as he tries to make it 3 here in ISM Raceway now as we come out of turn 2 side by side with the 18 of Kyle Busch, who was locked into the championship 4 now as we head down towards turns 3, sending it back up the inside of Denny Hamlin as he was able to get clear, but we certainly want to try and stay in the top 5 if possible, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now as we have just 21 laps to go at this point in the race. So certainly running out of time here, which is what we need actually now as we send it up the inside of the 11 to make a 3 wide with him and Clint Boyer as Boyer backs out of it now as we come out of turn 2 on the side of Denny Hamlin. We would be able to get past him going down the straightaway And we would be able to get past Kyle Busch as well and settle in for the moment in the third position. And by the time we came to lap 68, we would have an incident from William Byron as he went into turns 3 and 4 and crashed hard into the wall. NASCAR heat logic would kick in and the green flag would stay out. It was actually lap 67, sorry. So the green flag would stay out and we would end up losing third as well to Denny Hamlin. So we dropped back to P4 with just 10 laps to go at this point. And certainly that should have been a caution, but obviously, yeah, unfortunately wasn't. And you see me move up the track here because I know Kevin Harvick is a rocket compared to me at this point, as our tires were really falling off. So I just let the 4 drive right on by, and that was pretty much the story throughout the final few laps of this race. I would let Keselowski go by, and I would even let Martin Truex Jr. go by because he needs to win to get in, and obviously he is certainly not going to win this race right now as we're approaching the final few laps. So I was just like, okay, you can go right on through now, as we are in great shape to make the Final Four for the first time in our career now. As we came to the final lap, 22 of Joey Logano would also run me down, and I wouldn't even bother trying to run him too hard. Now as we went down towards turns 1, we were just making sure we didn't do anything stupid. If we get hit by Logano, hit the wall, crash, we might still get eliminated, as Keselowski's up ahead now as we come down the back straightaway for the final time here in ISM Raceway, heading down towards turn 3 behind the 22 of Joey Logano. We tried to send it up the inside at least one more time, but we couldn't quite get there. As we come out of turn 4, we will finish in the 8th position in ISM Raceways. Eric Almirola would actually come through to win the race after he did get past Chase Elliott, obviously. And great finish for myself, a top 10 at ISM Raceways, nothing to be ashamed of. And we would make the Final Four for the first time in our career. So we have a chance to fight for a championship now in Homestead, Miami in the next episode. There, as you see, your finishing order. William Byron all the way down in 39. Not very good for him. 3 other Hendrick cars, though, in the top 10. William Byron's had a lot of bad luck this season. Hopefully next season he can turn it around in our career mode. Now, as you see, the 4 drivers, really the big 4 coming into the playoffs, make it to the Final Four. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and myself. We will all battle it out for a championship in the next episode in Homestead, Miami. And I won't really be disappointed if we don't win the championship in Homestead. It's just a privilege to even be contending for a championship. So we're obviously going to give it everything we have, as we have a video message, I believe, coming up from our mentor of Ray Evernham.
You're in the championship 4. I believe you can do it. Make it happen.
Thank you, Ray, for the kind words. And Austin Dillon.
You're going to Homestead. Championship round, baby. Yeah.
Very enthusiastic from him. Jamie McMurray, a compliment. Kurt Busch, he's happy with us. Martin Truex Jr., well, he's not happy with us. We're going to provoke him, obviously. Hopefully after Homestead, he will no longer be a rival, and we can start next season a little bit fresh, as Denny Hamlin wasn't very happy, but we'll apologize to him because I like Denny Hamlin. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. In the next episode, we fight for our first championship in the Cup Series. Will we win it? I don't know. It's going to be tough. We have some good competition to go up against, so we'll see if we can pull it off in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you guys in Homestead, Miami for the championship finale, where we try to get championship number 1 in our career. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a great day.